newest episode of Redacted here at maryfarrell.org. Apologies for the delay between this episode and the last. Been hard at work around here with our digitizing the AARC's collection of CIA documents for your browsing and searching pleasure. Just to refresh memories a bit, my name is Tyler Reaver, and for this episode we've got an exclusive interview with Don Thomas, renowned acoustic expert and author of several articles that have appeared in Science and Justice, most notably 2001's Echo Correlation Analysis and the Acoustic Evidence in the Kennedy Assassination Revisited. This interview with Don is recorded in June and is conducted by my co-host Rex Bradford. I'll sign off for now and turn it over to Rex. Enjoy.
All right, this is Rex Bradford. We're here with Don Thomas, who published an essay in Science and Justice in 2001, which revived the debate on the acoustics evidence in the Kennedy assassination. Hi, Don.
Hello, Rex.
I'd like to start just by asking how you came to write that article and just give us a brief introduction to what it's all about.
Well, I was interested in all aspects of the Kennedy assassination, most particularly the forensic evidence, because I'm a scientist by profession, and therefore tend to put more faith in hard evidence and the scientific analysis of evidence. And one of the aspects of the evidence that stood out, I suppose, was the acoustical evidence. It had been criticized strongly, and actually I had written up a huge manuscript dealing with all the forensic evidence, searched around for a publisher, and no one was interested. And then I backed off and I said, well, I guess the way to approach this is to go to the scientific journals, and so happens that I started with the acoustical evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as to give you, I guess, a basic outline of what the forensic evidence shows, I know there's a little bit of confusion because the House Select Committee on Assassinations, I should say that I'm not an acoustics expert myself. The House Select Committee on Assassinations hired acoustical experts to analyze a recording that was made by the Dallas police at the time of the assassination. And it was actually, to back off, because it was Mary Farrell who was the one who actually brought attention to the House Select Committee on Assassinations that this recording existed, and that there was a possibility that the sounds of the gunfire was on the recording. And as it turns out, the acoustical experts at Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, the same folks who had done the Watergate tapes, and perhaps more importantly, they had done the Kent State shooting tapes, analyzed the recording and found evidence for gunfire on the recording.
Right, so they ended up coming up with shots on the tape, including a shot from the grassy knoll, which was one of the factors which led the HSCA to their probable conspiracy conclusion, right?
Excuse me, right.
So that I want to fast forward back to your work. I mean, that HSCA's acoustic evidence was purportedly debunked, first by an FBI report and then by a Ramsey panel appointed by the National Academy of Sciences in the early 80s. It sat there for quite a while. I'm curious, when did you first start picking up on that thread?
I guess it was right after the movie JFK came out, Oliver Stone. Up to that time, I had no interest in the Kennedy assassination, and actually before seeing the movie, it was really an article by Newsweek that attacked the movie. And I was really struck by that because there was a 6-page cover story article which was entitled Twisted History, claiming that Oliver Stone's movie was, implying at least, that it was packed of lies. And yet the entire article, they did not cite a single example of a falsehood or an untruth, an error. And that struck me as odd. And so I started reading about the assassination, and of course I got especially interested in the scientific evidence. And that led into eventually into working on acoustical evidence.
And your expertise there is statistics primarily, although it sounds like you've branched out into a more full analysis than just running the numbers on that, right?
Yeah, the statistical analysis was one part of it that the the National Research Council had been asked to by the FBI to review, actually by the Justice Department, to review the work that was done by the acoustical experts. And if I could elaborate on that slightly, you mentioned the FBI study and the NRC study, actually came to kind of different conclusions. I should point out that the work that was originally done by BBN, when they concluded that they had found the gunshots, the House Select Committee itself asked for a second opinion, and so they had the computer science department at Queens College, folks who are sonar experts, to review the evidence, and they confirmed and actually extended the study to show that there was a gunshot from the grassy knoll among the shots that were identified by BBN. Now, the explanation for what is happening here is the approach to trying to debunk that evidence first by the FBI, well, actually pretty much simultaneously, the FBI and the NRC panel kind of worked together on this,